by virtue of the powers vested in me as acting Vice-Chancellor, I constitute this gathering a congregation of the University of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to join us in silent prayer or meditation to give thanks for the achievements being celebrated in this occasion. Let's pause for a while. Thank you. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. Good morning. My name is Ramahwai Mahano. I am a professor of parasitology and vice principal institutional development. My task this morning is to welcome you all to this auspicious and grand occasion, the first autumn graduation ceremony of the University of South Africa, which is also sequeled by 83 other ceremonies that will run up until the 30th of June this very year. And these ceremonies will be taking place here in Pretoria and other venues in Polokwane, Mbombela, Bloemfontein, Durban, East London, and Cape Town. During these 84 graduation ceremonies, a total of 48,682 graduates will have their qualifications conferred and awarded. That is a phenomenal figure. And this figure literally exceeds that which we attained in the preceding year by 8,749 students. This is indicative of the university's commitment in ensuring that our throughputs and pass rates increase. But let me also hasten to indicate that as I welcome you to this wonderful graduation ceremony, I'm doing so on behalf of the Chancellor and former State President of our country, His Excellency Dr. Thabo Mbeki, the Principal and Vice Chancellor of our university, Professor Puleng Lenkabula, and the Council of the University of South Africa, ably led by Dr. Dan Musia. And because of other competing priorities, these leaders of our university cannot be with us this morning. However, they have nonetheless granted us permission to proceed with this wonderful ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, graduation is an important and defining event in the life of a graduate. It is typically an event saturated with excitement and a deep sense of accomplishment, particularly on the part of those graduating. It also signals the onset of a new era in the lives of the graduates, an era largely characterized by a hope for a better future. But for the graduates to have reached this stage, there are significant people around them who in many ways have made meaningful contributions in the lives of the graduates. These are people who would have sacrificed their livelihoods, time, and other resources to support and encourage men and women who are graduating this morning. It is therefore important that as we celebrate the accomplishments of the graduates, that we pause for a while to pay special tribute to these people who have lended the requisite support in the journey that you, the graduates, have traveled to this end. To you, the parents, the spouses, the cousins, the neighbors, the guardians, we want to applaud you and to congratulate you for the wonderful support that you have granted to our graduates. We want to say to you, you must remember that their success, in essence, is a reflection on your wonderful gestures of kindness. My forebears, when they marvel over this phenomenon of life, looking at how people support one another, particularly in moments of difficulties, when they look at this after one would have accomplished something, they would say, mebala ya khaka e bonagala dikhakaneng. Khaka kholo e re, ga ke na mebala ya ka e dikhakaneng. A guinea fowl, an adult guinea fowl, does not have coloration, but its colors are neatly depicted and visible in its progeny. Now, I'm saying this deliberate, that as a parent, as a guardian, as somebody who has made sacrifices in supporting your son, your daughter, your grandchild, know that these bright colors that they are wearing, they are a direct reflection of your capabilities. When people ask you about your colors, you must show them what you are made of. And this is a direct reflection of your accomplishments. Ladies and gentlemen, this event, this graduation ceremony, is conducted according to the statute of the University of South Africa and the traditions of higher education that are practiced to celebrate and the completion of qualifications as students would have fulfilled all the requirements that are attached to their qualifications. A total of 350 diploma and degree certificates will be issued in this ceremony. However, only 348 will graduate in praesentia. Now, to assist me to officiate over this ceremony, we have the officials of the university to start off with. We have my counterpart, Professor Seku, who is the acting vice principal, teaching, learning, student support, and community engagement. We also have colleagues from the registrar's office, namely Professor Sepota, who is the acting registrar, and he is accompanied by Mr. Bezedonode. There are other officials of the university representing the different colleges of our university. To start off with, we have Professor Zetu Nkosi, who is the Executive Dean of the College of Human Sciences. She is accompanied by Dr. N.E. Letsoalo. From the College of Economic and Management Sciences, we have Dr. N.V. Muraka, who is the Director of the School of Management Sciences. He is also, together with Dr. N.M. Mako and also Professor Chisasa. And also from the same college, we have Dr. E. Yesterreisen. From the College of Education, we have Professor Munyai, as well as Professor Mawela. Of course, we welcome the supervisors of the doctoral candidates, Professor M.S. Katle, Dr. N.E. Letsoalo, Professor B. Mpofu, Professor W.J. Skering, as well as Professor A.P. Amadi Echendu. Also, people who have played a very pivotal role in making sure that this event flows seamlessly. They worked behind the scenes to ensure that all of us are well catered for as we moved into this venue, and they made sure that this venue is well attended as it should be. These are colleagues from the graduation division of our university, and also colleagues from the Department of Institutional Advancement. Included among them are colleagues who are currently responsible for live streaming this ceremony. So if you go into YouTube, this ceremony will be captured in YouTube. And also colleagues from the Department of Operations and Facilities. These include colleagues who are in the security division, who actually directed you where you should be parking, and they are currently looking after your vehicles. And also, we wanted to appreciate colleagues from the Department of Human Resource who actually have made sure that we have the medical support. There are paramedics, and in the event there is a need for medical intervention, they will be there to assist. And also we want to appreciate the organists. These are people who render melodious renditions that saturate this auditorium in a much more pleasant way. And we want to say to Mr. Manas Greylen, as well as Dr. Isabel van Rensburg, many, many thanks. We truly appreciate your services. But then before I conclude my welcome remarks, colleagues, I just want to make few announcements. And these announcements must be adhered to without fail. The first announcement is that all cell phones must be put on silent mode. We are giving you an opportunity now, please do so. As I always indicate, that if the cell phone technology is above your understanding, please ask somebody who is seated next to you to assist you to put it on the silent mode. At the funeral which I attended sometime last year, the program director advised the people who were in attendance that if you are unable to put it on the silent mode, please take out the battery. So from now onwards, we won't be hearing a cell phone ringing. That announcement must be adhered to without fail. The second announcement is that at UNISA, we regard graduations as celebratory events. Now, when we celebrate, we express ourselves in different ways. In the African context, largely when we celebrate, we ululate. Bomme, they will ululate, batlantsha megolokwane. And also we sound praises. What we are saying to you is that celebrate. If you want to dance, we want to invite you to dance. If you want to ululate, we invite you to ululate. However, this is very important. Please remember that we are not here only for your son, your daughter, your grandchild. Each of the candidates seated here deserve their name to be announced without you interfering with it. In other words, every name must be pronounced without your praise, your ululation, and whatever noise that will be related to those. That announcement must be adhered to without fail. Also to you graduates, after you have traversed the stage, please make sure that you move swiftly and you work your way back to your seat. Do not go home. It is unfair if you are to do that, because out of the 348 graduates, right, you would have received your certificate with full audience. But the 348 candidates will be heavily compromised because of your unfairness after you would have been applauded by full audience. You decide that's enough and you go home. Please do not do that. It is not proper, right? So we are saying to all of you, you can only move out of the auditorium after we would have dissolved the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, to give the Chancellor's address this morning, we have Professor Teshia Buota. Professor Teshia Buota is an associate professor in the Department of Business Management. She holds a Bachelor of Commerce degree in Mathematical Sciences with Northwest University, an honors degree of Commerce in Business Management with the same university, a Master of Commerce degree in Business Management still with Northwest University, and because of the insatiable appetite that Professor Teshia Buota has for education, she proceeded to attain a Doctor of Commerce degree with the University of South Africa. She has written extensively in the fields of leadership, finance and investment, strategy and project management. Her work is published in prescribed books, specialist books, as well as accredited peer-reviewed journals. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's put our hands together as we invite Professor Teshia Buota to the lectern.
Acting Vice Chancellor, Vice Principals, School Directors, Chairs of Departments, colleagues, our graduates and guests. Our world is in chaos. It is currently facing multiple and interconnected crises, and we find ourselves in a constant state of uncertainty. 7 global crises can be singled out to have a profound effect on our societies globally, which also include Africa and South Africa. These crises influence the decisions of business managers and the daily lives of the citizens in significant ways. First and foremost, the world is facing economic insecurity and inequality. Over 2.8 billion people are living on very low incomes globally, and many more are at risk of falling into poverty. Income equality is growing, social trust is declining, and destabilizing our societies. In South Africa, the world's most unequal country, these issues are acute. A third of South African citizens are unemployed, and many face poverty and precarious living conditions. As a result, South African business managers are facing reduced demand for their products and services. It puts financial strain on their businesses, and they experience cost pressures. For citizens, these crises lead to further poverty, unemployment, and social unrest. The second global crisis is the energy crisis. South Africa in particular is experiencing a severe energy crisis with frequent electricity outages, damaging economic growth and social stability. The impact for South African business is also, again, severe in the form of production delays and increased operational costs. South African citizens are also experiencing the crisis in the form of daily disruptions and higher living costs. The third global crisis revolves around a health crisis. The World Health Organization identified 42 global health emergencies affecting over 300 million people, driven by conflicts, for example, the war in Ukraine, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Sudan's civil war, displacement, climate change, and disease outbreaks such as cholera and monkeypox. These emergencies cause severe disruptions to vaccination campaigns, access to clean water, sanitization, and mental health services. For South African business managers, the health crisis leads to workforce health issues and operational disruptions. South African citizens are affected negatively by limited healthcare access and increased illness. Climate change is another global crisis, which intensifies natural disasters, disrupted agriculture, and a threat to food security worldwide. South African agriculture is vulnerable to climate shocks, such as droughts and disease outbreaks. South African businesses are negatively affected by climate change through supply chain risks and the increased need for sustainability. South African citizens experience food insecurity and environmental hazards as a result of climate change. Then political instability and conflict are also worth mentioning as a global crisis. Global conflicts, again, the example of the Ukraine, Middle East, and also in Africa, contribute to humanitarian crisis and economic uncertainty worldwide. South Africa in particular faces various political challenges, of which the most prominent currently is from the US Trump administration, who has a complex and often contentious impact on South African business managers and citizens, shaping economic, diplomatic, and social dynamics in several significant ways. South Africa's preferential access to the US market under the African Growth and Opportunity Act is currently facing uncertainty due to the Trump administration's threat of stricter conditions or even suspensions due to concerns over reciprocity and South Africa's political alignments. This creates trade and investment uncertainty for South African businesses relying on exports to the US, and South African exporters are also facing increased risks from US tariffs and trade barriers, complicating our market access and supply chain. In 2025, the Trump administration suspended US aid to South Africa, citing concerns over South Africans' land expropriation policies and alleged discriminations against many people. This aid cut affects programs in health, development, and energy transition, impacting both citizens and businesses dependent on US-funded initiatives. Reduced US aid and uncertainties impact South African citizens through slowing our economic growth and job creation, worsening poverty and employment. In addition, cuts in US funding also threatened critical health programs, potentially impacting millions of South Africans' access to life-saving medicines and care. Another global crisis worth mentioning is supply chain disruptions and resource scarcity. International geopolitical tensions and conflicts disrupt global supply chains, causing shortages and delays in raw materials and in products. South African businesses struggle with logistic bottlenecks at ports and railways and resource shortages. For us as South African citizens, this means scarcity of products and also price inflation. The last global crisis that affects us tremendously is social fragmentation and declining trust. Economic hardship and inequality fuel social fragmentation and declining trust in governments worldwide. In South Africa, this manifests in strikes, protests, and political uncertainty, complicating the business environment even further. These examples of crisis lead us to one conclusion. We as South Africans are in a state of extreme distress, and urgent interventions of government and the private sector are desperately needed. We must accomplish more with less and less every day. Our country is in desperate need of strong, revolutionary, and responsible leaders to steer us through these crises to ensure a better future for all our citizens. But we are not here today to dwell on world crises. We are here today to celebrate your success as a graduate of the University of South Africa, despite all these crises and challenges. You have overcome many obstacles, made many sacrifices, and it is now time to bear the fruit of all your hard work and find a meaningful career that fulfills you. My plea today is that wherever you find your place, to be a responsible leader and make a difference. to make changes in this chaotic world facing so many crises. So now we may ask, what is then a responsible leader? Let us first have a look at leadership. Leadership is not about a rank or a position of authority in a business. In a global study involving over 35,000 people, they were asked to think about individuals in their lives who were their role models for leadership. They were provided with several categories from which their leadership role might come from. For example, a business leader, an actor, family members, immediate supervisors, a political leader, a teacher, or even a community leader. 84% of these participants selected individuals whom they are closest to. So in essence, role models are not the people in the news making headlines or in social media. Role models are the ones with whom people have had the most frequent contact. In other words, leadership role models are local. While famous people might occupy headlines, those with whom you have more personal contact are most likely to become role models and have more influence over how people lead and how they develop as leaders. The same realization applies to you, our graduates. You very well could be the leadership role model for those closest to you. These research results have extremely important implications. Parents, teachers, coaches, and other individuals who are setting the leadership examples for young people, not the hip-hop artists, movie stars, or others making the headlines. These findings also reveal that if you are in a work environment, you are more likely to find role models among colleagues on your immediate team than at the pinnacle of the organization. If you are now a supervisor or a manager, you may be already someone's role model. As a graduate, I'm sure you are the role model of a number of people close to you. You are more likely than any other person in the organization to influence their desire to stay or to leave, the trajectory of their careers, their ethical behavior, their ability to perform their best, and their motivation to share and serve the organization's vision and values. So what is then a responsible leader? So a responsible leadership is basically based on 5 pillars. First and foremost, a responsible leader is ethical. An ethical leader will behave ethically, and ethical behavior results when one does not merely consider what is good for oneself, but you also consider what is good for others. When leaders know their behavior may have negative consequences for others, but cares only for themselves, such action is selfish and unethical. Ethical leaders never see themselves above the rule of law and holds everyone in the same standard. An ethical leader also demonstrates character, morals, integrity, and virtue in daily life and work. They choose courage over comfort. They choose what is right over what is fun, fast, or easy. And they choose to practice their values rather than simply professing it. Ethical leaders motivate their followers, never manipulate them, and never own gain. The second pillar of a responsible leader is that such a leader lead by example. Actions often speak louder than words. People are more likely to judge someone based on how they act rather on what they say. Therefore, it is important that leaders enact the meaning of their personal and shared values in how they behave. in every decision they make and in every step they take toward the future they envision. When you lead by example, when your actions are consistent with your words and your espoused values, then people will consider you as a credible person. So the third pillar of responsible leadership is to inspire a shared vision. Visions are about hopes, dreams, aspirations. They are declarations of a strong desire to achieve something ambitious. They are expressions of optimism, especially in a world full of obstacles, problems, and crises. The responsible leader will, in a business environment, have a vision for all stakeholders and commit on social and environmental concerns, just as they do on profits. Responsible leaders will communicate a shared vision, not to only earn profits and make money, but also to improve the lives of people and our planet. Then the fourth pillar of responsible leadership is to challenge the process. Most organizations, institutions, and even communities and families are not typically bastions of change, often quite the contrary. People generally cling to what is familiar. They can be slow to adopt and even resist change, and traditions are often regarded as sacred. Doing better than you are doing right now requires you to challenge the process. By this, we do not mean challenge just for the sake of change, but change for the sake of something better. The work of leaders is associated with adversity, uncertainty, hardship, disruption, transformation, transition, recovery, and new beginnings. Everything that is needed in our country. Sometimes the changes are small, sometimes they are large, but they are all about awakening new possibilities. The responsible leader will challenge the process whenever corruption, fraud, and unethical behavior is observed, and will never take part in such behavior. The fifth and last pillar of responsible leadership is to foster collaboration and to build trust. Trust is the central issue in human relationships, both within organizations and outside. Without trust, you cannot lead. You show people that you trust them when you listen. You provide opportunities for them to contribute freely, make choices, and be innovative. You demonstrate trust when you nurture openness, involvement, personal satisfaction, and high levels of commitment to excellence. While trust is a reciprocal process, the responsibility for trust first rests with you. When you say, "Trust me," but you don't, by your actions, demonstrate that you trust others, or take time to listen and be open to being influenced, then trust will never blossom. Or if you say, "Trust me," and your actions are unethical, filled with self-enrichment, and you consider yourself above the law, followers will never be able to trust you. You cannot lead someone else to the light while you are standing in the dark. In conclusion, responsible leaders are desperately needed to make changes in our communities, in our work environment, in our country, and in the world. As you go here from today, be that responsible leader. Be ethical. Lead by example. Share ethical visions with your followers. challenge corrupt and unethical processes and systems, and foster collaboration and trust. Make a difference. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us give Professor Tessia Botha another round of applause. Many thanks, Professor Botha, for the wisdom that you have shared with us. I do trust that the students, or the graduates to be precise, have taken the nuggets that are entailed therein. And thanks for reminding us about the crises that the world is facing, and also imploring the graduates to ensure that they pursue ethical leadership. Well done to you, and many, many thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, by virtue of the powers entrusted to me, I shall now proceed to confer the degrees and diplomas of the university on the candidates whose names appear in the program, and I request the representatives of the colleges to present the candidates to me.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Joshua Chikorimbo for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Professor M.S. Khatle to read a citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In his thesis entitled Pentecostal Critique of Ecofeminist Theology, a Pneumatic Ecomissiological Approach, he harnesses Pentecostal eco-theology, an ecumenical missiological approach, and ecomissiology to develop a pneumatic ecomissiological framework to critique the purpose, presuppositions, and eco-justice principles of ecofeminist theology. The reviewed literature in qualitative research demonstrates that this framework, with its pneumatological intuition, Pentecostal ethos, missiological thrust, and ecological relevance, possesses a capacity to plug the lacuna in ecofeminist theology that are concealed by traditional lenses. Thus, this framework encapsulates a missiological vision that not only serves as a corrective to perceived ecofeminist shortcomings, but also resists oppression, nurtures holistic relationships, and calls for mobilization of ecologically skeptical Christians to care more for human and non-human creation. Zwakanaka.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Joshua Chikorimbo the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Joshua Chikorimbo.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Kama Hangombe for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Dr. N.E. Letsoalo, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In his thesis entitled A Descriptive Account of Vowel Hayata's Resolution Strategies in Tonga, M64, a Dialectal Perspective, he thoroughly explores how vowel hiatus is addressed in Zimbabwean and Plateau Tonga varieties. Through qualitative methods and data collected from 14 participants using lexical lists and semi-structured interviews, he identifies and analyzes various resolution strategies, including gliding, consonants, epenthesis, deletion, and secondary articulation using optimality theory. He demonstrates how these strategies are shaped by phonological constraints. His work offers an important dialectal comparison and enriches the understanding of phonological variation, contributing significantly to the body of knowledge of Bantu language phonology and linguistic theory.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Kama Hangombe the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Kama Hangombe.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Maureen Mudzonga for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request Head Supervisor Prof. Bimpofu to read a citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In her thesis, titled Evaluating Public Policy Approaches to Urban Poverty and Inequality Reduction in Zimbabwe, she evaluates the impact of the Zimbabwe Agenda for Sustainable Socio-Economic Transformation, ZIMASET, on urban poverty and inequality in Harare. Using qualitative research methods, she established that ZIMASET as a development policy failed to significantly reduce poverty and inequality. The study makes a significant contribution to the discourse on effective policy implementation, highlighting how maladministration, lack of political will, financial and economic challenges, and the policy unpopularity or lack of buy-in among the intended beneficiaries can lead to policy failure.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Maureen Mudzonga the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Maureen Mudzonga.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Jonathan Gordon-Nell for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request his supervisor, Prof. W.J. Shuring, to read a citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
Councillor, in his thesis entitled An Evocative Analytical Autoethnography of a Self-Employed South African Psychotherapist During COVID-19, Jonathan constructed extensive self-reflected vignettes underpinned by a constructionist epistemology employing a dialogue with a lifelong friend. He then captured the personal crisis he faced during the pandemic. Subsequently, using narrative analysis, he offered a holistic theoretical framework of the private experiences of a psychotherapist during COVID-19, comprising social, psychological, emotional, existential, and physical domains. This framework provides a useful theory for understanding psychotherapists' subjective experiences during crises. Finally, applying the theory to real-world settings of professional psychotherapists, the researcher designed a prospective psychotherapist storytelling supervision tool.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Jonathan Gordon-Nell the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Jonathan Gordon-Nell.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the candidate before us is actually a staff member of UNISA. She is a lecturer in applied management in the School of Public and Operations Management. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you Nongeba Ntoyanto for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I request her supervisor, Prof. A.P. Amadi Echendu, to read the citation in support of the conferment of the degree.
In a thesis exploring the role of digital technologies in creating sustainable value chains using circular economy principles for small-scale agripreneurship in South Africa, she demonstrates that digital technologies and circular economy principles enhance sustainability, innovation, and productivity in small-scale agriculture. Data were qualitatively collected from agripreneurs and experts and indicate how these innovations can effectively address food insecurity, unemployment, and environmental challenges. Her research contributes to the body of knowledge by proposing a framework that integrates the resource-based view and natural resource-based view theories and emphasizes the role of government, collaboration, and infrastructure in creating shorter, localized value chains for sustainable food systems.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer on Nongeba Ntoyanto the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy on Nongeba Ntoyanto.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Azwi Nange receives the degree of Master of Science. The degree was obtained with distinction.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Nomsa Juliet Kosana received a degree of Master of Arts. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Tabiso Raymond Poka received a degree of Master of Public Health. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Tisa Mahano Titus received a degree of Master of Information Science.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Lucas Vincent Khanyago receives the degree of Bachelor of Theology Honors. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors. Tulane Victor Mabanga. Agnes Simpiwe Masemola. Mabu Lydia Benis Masenya. Leborang Edgar Mashao. Nomvula Evodia Mukobane. Angela Sarah Mushou. Nontlantla Ngobeni. Vuyelwa Anita Siega. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Rebecca Maditaba Magubani receives the degree Bachelor of Information Science Honors.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates receive the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honors. David Eranve Jones Karika. Wisani Maida Maluleke. Catherine Mandigo. Roliwa Ratukwa. Lebohang Mukuvelo Bianca Sikhovela. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Pasika Torene Pohole receives the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, The following candidates received the degree of Honours Bachelor of Education. Hlulekani Patience Baloi. Duduza Dube. Ellen Kolisile Guambe. Thandeka Lungisile Kubeka. Cleopatra Londekile Mazibuko. Silindile Msomi. Ntobeko Nothando Mzobe. Hlengiwe Ndlovu. Tendani Patricia Nechizwa Bagulu. Lerato Ngozo. Godfrey Rasekwalo. Sikangele Sithole. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Education. Yusra Adam receives the degree with distinction. Mpho Caroline Banda. Clovin Carolia Bates. Vamile Bengu. Naomi Bisimwa. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Logan Blackadder receives the degree with distinction. Tshegofatso Chilwani. Precious Dimba. Nukukhanya Nongcebo Dlamini. Mbali Dlamini. Nomfundo Dlamini. Tidia Evelyn Nomali Dlamini. Adriana Alicia Fernandez. Ayanda Nastasia Gwala. Lindeka Babuza. Adel Hinze. Immaculate Ouma Kekana. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Mbali Petunia Kekana receives the degree with distinction. Tobeka Hope Keswa. Kiaolebucha. Onkarabetsi buntle khakatsi. Katiso Isabella Khopani. Tintswalo Agnes Komani. Karabo Kotu. Tebucho. Helen Ledwaba. Dimakatso Aida Lekala. Sinentantla Lembede. Nobuhle Yvonne Linda. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Marina Lawrence received the degree with distinction. Bianca Lowe. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Lydia Lerato Mabada receives the degree with distinction. Shailina Mabasa. Mandisa Mabaso. Zintle Fortunate Mabele. Pumuzo Confidence Maemu. Charles Themba Mahlangu. Thelma Pumzile Mahlangu. Sinentanta Promise Majola. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Siposihle Cassandra Makamu received the degree with distinction. Lerato Rita Makata. Yes. Nompumelelo Gratitude Makanya. Mongezi Michelle Makubela. Mabatu Makutu. Tshepo Elia Malipe. Yes, Charity Malewa. Kaukelo Gloria Maluma. Leshogonolo Maluleke. Eva, all right. Eva Melina Mantika. Yeah. Dikeledi Constance Manyani. Vanessa Nozipo Masango. Estelle Matsiba Masila. Dimakatso Matala. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Nelisiwe Patience Mtanga receives the degree with distinction. Ntomzodwa Lillian Mkhalipi. Lebogang Susan Mlambo. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Vulani Legion Mnisi receives the degree with distinction. Lerato Mwamuhwa. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Cynthia Mukhudi receives the degree. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Cynthia Mukhudi receives the degree with distinction. Tsepiso Brittany Mohali. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Fatima Mohammed receives the degree with distinction. Francina Makupe Mohlake. Jokovina Raiseche Mohlatule. Boikhutso Monaisa. Danki Moropa. Yes. Kate Nontantla Mota. Go for it. Auletum shiniwam, auletum shiniwam, auletum shiniwam. Asia mamusa mutingwe. Zelda Mutsahule. Shentin Pumelelo Mpahlele. Sebenzile Sharon Msimanga. Nonkululeko Jacobeth Msimango. Priscilla Jabulile Msiza. Buitumelo Mtweni. Gladys Tulisile Mtweni. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Tendai Mushabaira receives the degree with distinction. Yes. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Tompo Munyai receives the degree with distinction. Tabisile Lucy Ndlovu. Zintle Ngobile Ndlovu. Ndibuo Albertina Nebutanzera. Talifani Nechauru. Sibongile Ngomani. Nelisiwe Masha Ngwenya. Eunice Nyalungu. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Agrineth Agnes Ntlabo received the degree with distinction. Fundiswa Valencia Nkambule. Nosipho Nkacha. Mamela Nkitsing. Nondumiso Vulazana Nkosi. Judas Ntuli. Noluthando Caroline Ngumalo. Precious Zanele Nyandeni. Dineo Panyani. Yes. Tobile Busisiwe Pungula. Ophelia Neo Pudumo. Lebogang Elizabeth Rammekwa. Jairos Rampile. Martha Shadikana Rangwaga. Monique Riedelengheis. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Jordan Sheain Rock receives the degree with distinction. Khomotso Patricia Sambo. Mampo Adelaide Sehole. Lesego Tamia Shabangu. Nonkululeko Shange. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Sakia Sheikh Omar receives a degree with distinction. Pindile Simango. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Gladys Ntawiseng Sisole receives a degree with distinction. Tintswalo Trifina Sombani. Tebogo Nosepiwe Sonti. Daniel Kara Tibet. Mantinyane Cedric Tsego. Lebohang Innocentia Tsira. Mary Tswai. Akani Adestia Varoi. Daniel Jacobus von Weilig. Phumzile Nomvuyo Zwane. Thelma Mahlatsi Aphane. Yashika Dina. Stella Elizabeth Petronella Jacobs. Nomfundo Kheswa. Giselle Shannon Levine. Penelope Kulisiwe Mabaso. Sintanyane Makhabu Maida Matubatuba. Beatrice Mule Pufedi. Racine Vadiveru. Mokhau Joy Vembe. Matume Itumeleng Onika Mashabela. Kangezile Alusha Nkosi. Lungile Ntogozo Nkosi. Miriam Manzini. Pelma Maritlaba. Yoliswa Sheriti Ntsata. Leandre Ulofse. Chandrei Helena Wolifant. Silwane Anastasia Thateng. Masigo Ditlhage. Lebohang Alfred Mawela. Pete Papalala Mukhatla. Kitumetse Mputi. Nontando Ndabetha. Nadine Potgieter. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Kwena Evan Ratebe received the degree with distinction. Neo Sitsiba. Andres Boy Sibanyoni. Esme van der Merwe. Kaylee Ann Vieira.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Administration. Rehumuditse Dube. Nomshado Lina Kanyeza. Tivilari Agnes Rishiva. Twananani Precious Mabasa. Moja Cedric Matlaba. Maria Mahlobo Kwane. Dikeledi Makovela Makua. Godfrey Happy Maluleke. Mapita Salamina Mlotsi. Pinky Rina Mtombeni. Lusanda Mzoto. Malevu Antoinette Riba. Lindy Given Chavalala. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Matsiliso Matekwa. Sibonelo Zamatlubi Mnareng. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Ukiwe Weziwe Kanyisa Bekiswa. Yolanda Funeka Nganga. Liseko Elizabeth Hlungwane. Veronica Neo Lidwawa. Ntebohang Sylvia Likula. Sharon Madima. Mami Mailula. Toko Makanya. Kineilwe Mukuluchile Mamiru. Please come. Kineilwe M.E. Mampuru. Mimi Elvis Masocha. Oaravile Magdalene Mate. Makete Eric Matunyan. Louisa Makaiseng Mweng. Muraro Justice Madao. Cyrene Ramia. Swan Lian Ramweb. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Leandri Simone Snyman receives the degree with distinction. Ramon Darius Tabane. Thank you. Okay. Yolande Whitley. Azinati Zimema.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree Bachelor of Social Work. Albertina Nomakwezi Bafo. Ashley Baloi. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Celeste Lorraine Grunewald obtains the degree with distinction. Elizabeth Lieko Komana. Mbali Poshia Mabizela. Mapula Shane Mabunda. Sharon Madarey. Nomsa Nkosi Ngiphile Mafumekwane. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Pumuzo Rhoda Magoba obtains the degree with distinction. Nyaleng Jeremina Mayani. Shamaine Khonte Mamabula. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Shamaine Makoma Mashatola obtained the degree with distinction. Marara Bridget Masipa. Stembiso Masumbuka. Gloria Matemani. Umpile Isabella Matlou. Ramatsobani Vinolia Maupye. Khomotso Mawela. Ongezwa Mbedu. Tulisile Mdlela. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Khomotso Precious Mlangeni obtained the degree with distinction. Sipesihle Precious Mlangeni. Busiswa Goodness Mnikati. Dimpo Magdalene Molefe. Rebecca Mamuloko Muloto. Vanessa Masiabe Katlego Muripe. Lehlohonolo Onika Motshegwa. Vigilance Moyo. Moses Sandile Mtembu. Caroline Nyaranzai Mukombachoto. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Robert Nangoma obtained the degree with distinction. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Salamina Mashudu Ngobeni obtained the degree with distinction. Ntlantla Megingwenya. Pindile Nkosi. Barbara Vanessa Nsivande. Chirelecho Peta. Lindy Glodette Payfor. An atleta Makwena Pito. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Pale Sarata, who obtained the degree with distinction. Edison Tiane Ricordo.
What's up?
Mpulukeng Paulina Shumba. Osiame Rebecca Tabani. Tonkana Esther Tefu. Sabata Tipe. Confidence Katlego Hlako. Maputi Evelyn Chumani. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Sibongile Aurelia Vava obtained the degree with distinction. Beverly Mokhadi Waleng. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree Bachelor of Information Science. Onika Motlatsi Mufukeng. Moremadi Kate Nchabeleng. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the degree Bachelor of Arts. Sandra Nosipiwe Lovemore. Duduzile Olivia Masondo. Tsepa Rejoice Mohlala. Rosina Itebureng Nambo. Tsepiso Joyce Tabane. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Lindiwe Millicent Masukwameng obtains the degree with distinction. Napiadi Pel Seleme. Lungelo Zintle Ntlantla. Lucretia Shiburi. Ulebureng Tloaele.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the diploma candidates will now be introduced to you. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the postgraduate diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Mose Badi Oketsang Maya. Easter Monday, Lufino Ragwala. Nontebeku Consilia Tubela.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the postgraduate diploma in the College of Human Sciences. Eunice Queen Trifina Lififi. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Dolian Titabo Mashapa obtained the diploma with distinction.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the postgraduate diploma in the College of Education. Mlando Benedict Mahlinza. N. Kothatso Nkwani. Silungile Sibeko. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Leandi van der Westhuizen receives the diploma with distinction.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the diploma in the College of Human Sciences. Credia Mantleka Mafa.
Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the diploma in the College of Economic and Management Sciences. Emma Ntabiseng Baloyi. Zitsuko Hatlane. Nyabulu Ayanda Mantumbanzane Jele. Katlegu Glen Konoti. Nyabulu Samaria Mahlangu. Komotsu Maraswi Makua. Tsegofatsu Clement Malope. Suwanet Clara Hani Maringa. Mosa Mashishi. Ernest Matlatla. Panele Tentile Preti Mgitlana. Tinswalu Fatima Mashele. Uwami Mahlongo. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidate received the diploma with distinction. Solofelo Ingrid Ngele. Angel Timbesile Nkabinde. Morgadi Cynthia Sehowa. Japisho Mamusudube Sekelele. Granny Shongwe. Raymond Similane. Nowazi Charity Shangweane. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, Nontle Chabalala obtains the diploma with distinction. Mr. Acting Vice Chancellor, the following candidates received the national diploma. Whiskers Chopa Kumape, sorry. Gonse Make. Check there for the camera. Sipiwe Jabulile Masiye. Laratu Primrose Matiba. Makubata Edgar Muabelu. Paulina Machlore Mukhane. Lizzie Mahmukhwai Mohotsi. Temba Johannes Mokwawane. Lutendo Mushapu. Nkanedzeni Jaklas Musha Tony. Sebabatu Lonia Tsolo.
I don't know if you have made the observations that I've made. Whenever you are in an event where teachers are, they always behave like they are in the staff room. That is why this song was not started anywhere, but another observation that I made is that when Dr. Letsoalo introduced the Bachelor of Social Sciences candidates, there was an extreme excitement from Bogogo and Bomkulu. Now, I wonder if they associated that degree with the social grants. Then. But the third observation that I made is that at least 3 men claimed their wives after they were announced. Now, I thought to myself that we must actually start a system of verifying whether Lobola was paid or it's just a claim. But many congratulations to you now that you have graduated. Know that you have done well and you deserve to be lavished with all sorts of praises. We recognize that attaining a qualification in higher education is not a simple feat, more so when it is pursued through the open e-learning modality. And you have demonstrated that you have the capabilities, you have the required material to stand any challenge in life. And if you look at this whole celebration carefully, you'll realize that undergirding this celebration is hard work. In essence, there is nothing good in this life that can be attained without pain and labor. If you want something good, you must be determined to work hard to attain that which you are seeking for. It is our earnest desire that this moment of success in your lives that we bear witness to in this graduation ceremony should profoundly signal the beginning rather than the end of more successes. Now that you are armed with knowledge and skills you have acquired during the years of your study, your journey beyond this graduation should be characterized largely by the meaningful contributions you will be making in the lives of other people. It is not sufficient to acquire knowledge just for self-benefit. But most importantly, once acquired knowledge and skills should be put into practice to build and to transform the lives of other people. On Saturday, the 24th May 2025, that is this very Saturday that just passed, the University of South Africa, in partnership with the Thabo Mbeki Foundation and the Mwalimu Nyerere Foundation hosted the 15th installment of the annual Thabo Mbeki African Day Lecture in Dar es Salaam under the theme, The State of the African Continent. Professor Teshia Buerta, in the Chancellor's address, enunciated to greater lengths the crises which engulf the world. And she tapered to focus on the emergencies, as she characterized them, that our country is facing. And in the context of these crises and emergencies, our only hope is ethical leadership. We so desire to have people who are ethical to lead us, to lead our societies, so that we are extricated out of these calamities that we face. Talking about the lecture, the principal and vice-chancellor of our university, Professor Pulele Nkabula, observed that the theme not only builds on the good work and ideas spawned out of this series of lectures in the past 14 years, but also that this theme timely appropriates the African continent to take advantage of the changing social, economic, and political landscape globally. It is an opportune moment for the continent to reclaim its identity and to locate itself at the strategic center of these developments that we bear witness to in the way or process of reclaiming our Renaissance. Although the sentiments expressed by the Vice-Chancellor are pegged at the macro or continental level, I believe this is also true at micro or individual level. As a graduate of UNISA, you must take advantage of the changing social, economic, and political landscape and make sure that the knowledge and the skills you possess through your education are of good influence to the society. The need for the acceleration of knowledge and skill transfer coupled with innovation are much more pronounced in the African continent than elsewhere in the world, because the African continent is plagued by a plethora of challenges. And it is needless for me to enunciate these challenges in a detailed manner because they are evident to all of us. In arguing for education as a lever for wealth creation, Elai Twineyo Kamigusha, a Ugandan analyst in the field of development economics, asserts as follows, and I quote, "I believe that the solution to Africa's economic woes will not come from heaven. Instead, the solution will be the result of homegrown, soul-searching, and critical planning and work for prosperity," close quote. Simply put, Eli Twineo Kamigusha implores us, he is encouraging us that we must be the masters of our own destinies. The years of being reliant on the support from countries in other continents have passed, as recently demonstrated by the actions taken by President Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America. This simply says to us in the African continent, we cannot be reliant on other nations for support. We must stand up and make our continent to work. Once more, well done to you and many congratulations for your accomplishments. On behalf of the Chancellor of our university, His Excellency Dr. Thabo Mbeki, the Principal and Vice Chancellor of our university, Professor Pulenle Nkabula, the Council of our university, led ably by Dr. Daniel Musia, we wish you a great future. Please make full use of your qualification. Enjoy it, and also enjoy all the benefits and the privileges that are attached to it. From now onwards, you are an alumnus of the University of South Africa. Because you are an alumnus of the University of South Africa, you are permitted to use the name of the university as a suffix to your name and your qualification. But let me indicate to you that you have received your qualification from a credible institution with a long-standing good reputation. And it is not in the league of the recently emerging private universities that are spoken about. It is a university predicated on the principles of excellence and good governance. Let me briefly, as I conclude my congratulatory remarks, share with you some of the milestones attained by your university. In pursuit of good governance, this university is subjected to external audits. These are external firms which audit what is happening in this university. And we are receiving unqualified audits. Now, the auditors will tell you, when you receive an unqualified audit, the auditors are saying you are running business with absolute prudency. Your university, your alma mater, on the 4th of April, this very year, we received a report from the Department of Higher Education that says the ranking of this university in the context of the 26 universities in the country has improved to position 6. Now, we're not talking about the stories that you hear from people who do not read. This is evidence that we are able to advance. Now, if I were to read you the sequence of these universities, I will read only the top 8. Number 1 is the University of Johannesburg. Number 2 is the University of KwaZulu-Natal. Number 3 is the University of Pretoria. Number 4 is Stellenbosch University. Number 5 is Wits University. Number 6 is the University of South Africa. Number 7 is the University of Cape Town. Number 8 is the University of the Free State, and the rest. Now, this comes from the Department of Higher Education in April of this year. You can get into your Google and check. There's a magazine called Technology. The 21/06/2024 issue of that magazine listed the top 7 universities where one can study engineering and computer science in the country. And your university is one of the top 7 for engineering and computer science. On Friday, this very Friday, I received an invite from the acting executive dean of the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences to go to the experimental farm. And here I'm talking about the university's agricultural experimental farm, which was purchased by this very institution last year. And it is 759 hectares of land where we were receiving a combined harvester, because soon after purchasing the farm, we planted maize, we planted soya beans. Now, as I speak, the machine is harvesting soya beans. Following the harvest of soya beans, we'll be harvesting maize. And our students in agriculture, they receive training in the farm, because we also have 360 cattle. And they are being trained in animal health, and we are planning to open a veterinary school. That is your university. I can go on and on. If you have observed, at the beginning of this year and even last year, there were demonstrations in all other universities, but not at UNISA. At UNISA, there is labor peace. We have mastered the art of working collaboratively with students and with employees. We conducted an institutional climate survey recently. We received the report in April. And this institutional climate survey was conducted by an external firm, Deloitte. You know it very well. they granted this university what they call the Silver Seal as the most engaged university. Now, these brief examples that I'm sharing with you, I'm saying to you, be proud of your university. You must walk tall. Don't listen to people who want to recruit you to private universities because they want students. They are worried about UNISA having so many students. They want to make profit out of education. May I kindly request Dr. Joshua Chigorimba to stand up, followed by Dr. Kama Hangombe. Also Dr. Maureen Muzunga and Dr. Jonathan Neal and Dr. Nonkaeba Ntoyanto. It is my absolute delight to be the first one to refer to you as doctor. Well done to you. A doctoral degree is the loftiest degree to be attained globally. There is no any other degree that supersedes the doctoral degree. Simply put, you have summited education. Thank you for staying the course up until this end. You are a good exemplar to all these colleagues who are seated behind you. As the University of South Africa, we want to invite you to be very close to us. The knowledge and the skills you possess are needed at the university, in the country, and by extension in the continent. So do not cut ties with the university. Participate in the convocation as we expect all these other graduates to do. Well done to you. May you enjoy all the privileges attached to your doctoral degree. Thank you. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of the proceedings. But the University of South Africa is a university that has opened its doors a lot wider to include even students who come from the extreme margins of our societies, of our economies. Oftentimes, we have to contend with students who cannot pay their fees, and we do not want to exclude them. As a result, we want to extend an invitation that in the event you are able, please make a contribution to the UNISA Bursary Fund, whose details are obtainable from the university website, www.unisa.ac.za. And you can choose the type of contribution and the amount that you want to make. As a university, we are committed to recruit funds for the students. We are working collaboratively with the Student Representative Council under the auspices of the UNISA Foundation. It is an entity of the university whose sole mandate is to look for money for the university. And oftentimes, we have to pay to settle the fees of these students who are unable to pay for their studies. And we want to say to you, if you are able, please do not hesitate to contribute. Ladies and gentlemen, after this announcement, I would like you to rise for the singing of the national anthem, the words of which are to be found on page 25 of the program. And also, may I request you to remain standing after the anthem to enable me to dissolve the congregation. You are also requested to remain standing while the academic procession leaves the hall. By virtue of the powers entrusted to me, I dissolve this congregation of the University of South Africa.